So welcome back guys, you are watching Rising Coders Era. So before this video we have just created the structure, then we have created the design for this, we have just given the colors, box shadows. Right now it's time to create the app.js. Inside app.js we are going to write some logic. So here as I go, here we want one thing which will be for button we are going to add directly button. We are not going to use dot because it is an element, so we are going to say cursor as pointer. So it should add a pointer. Now if I'm going to move here, you can just see there will be a pointer. Okay. So here also you can just see, you will be able to see this is the pointer what we have just missed in the previous video. So this is all about the CSS part, and right now we are going to go with the app.js. So I'm going to create a variable, let btn will be the name variable, and here we are going to say document.querySelector is a method, and from this we are going to inside double quotes we are going to just write the element name. Okay, which element we want, and it will return us all the object of that particular element. Here I'm going to come and I'm just going to say console.log, and we just say log btn. So we are going to connect before body. Here we are going to say script app.js is the file name, so we'll say app.js. And right now if I'm going to come here, you can just see a button element is being shown. But if we want the object of that particular button, what we are going to do is we're going to say console.dir, so that we can get an object of that button. So you can just see the object, and if I'm going to click here, so right now we are just going to remove this, and what we are going to do is on this button we need to add an event listener. So what we do is we are having a method btn dot add event listener. This is a method which we are going to give. So it takes two parameters. The first is we are going to use is click. So as we click, then something should be happen, and here we are going to give a callback. So here the callback you can give an arrow function, but for right now we are just going to give a normal function. So if I'm going to click it, let me check. For right now I'm just going to say button clicked. Right now if I'm going to come inside this, I'm going to click on this, you will be able to see button clicked, and as I'm going to click more time it will be updated. Our function is working. So right now guys, what we are going to do is we are going to select this bulb. First of all we are going to select this. Here if you see, if I'm going to click, then just this part is going to be lightened. We need to select this part which is a div. You can just see this is the class for this, which is bulb. We are going to select this and we want the object of this. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to say let, and we say bulb is equal to document dot query selector we are going to use. So here you can say document dot get element by class name, but we are going to go with a query selector, and because this is having small syntax, and here I'm just going to say the dot you need to use, and which is going to be bulb. So you can just console.log. Inside console, if I'm going to click, I'm going to get a particular class, which is a proper class. We want just this part. If I'm going to say console.dir, you will get an object, and I'm just going to click. So I will be able to see different objects at this point. So right now what I'm going to do is I need to print object of btn. So what I'm going to say console.dir, and we are going to say btn to print any object inside console, and you will be able to see this is the object. Here if you come and the down, you can see the inner text is on. So on this basis what we are going to do is we are going to say if the inner text is on. So at this point we're going to say if. So for this you need to say btn dot inner text. So this is equal to, and if it is on, so if this is going to on, the inner text is on, and if I'm going to click on this, it should get lighted. Now if I'm going to click on, I will get this object, and inside this object you can come at the bottom, and you will be able to see something like style, and inside style you will be able to see all these styles which we apply to our normal css. Inside camel case you can just see the second word will be capital. From this we want a background color. So for this background color, you can just see at this point background color we are going to make it yellow. So it is going to be inside style. We say bulb dot style color is equal to, you can say yellow. Now if I'm going to click this, the background color will change to yellow, but if I'm going to click again, then it does not change to white. We'll say btn dot inner text, we'll just reset is equal to off. We'll make it off. So as I'm going to click on that particular button, so what will happen, the color will change and you will get the text again off. So if I'm going to click on, it gets off. If I'm going to click again on off, it will be off only. We are going to handle it. Right now I'm just going to remove this console.dir bulb. So we are going to remove this object, null text of that particular button. When it gets off, then we need to change the background color to white. If the btn dot inner text it gets equal to of out ff, then what we need to do is we need to do everything like this. We want bulb dot style dot background color, we'll make it empty. Bulb dot style dot background color is equal to, we are going to make it empty. Need to just make it at this point. Also, first of all, color will be changed, then this will be the case. But if this is not the case, then we are just going to say else if this will be the case. So if I'm going to click on, the lights are going to get on. If I'm going to click on off, the lights are going to get off. Just off. It is not getting on. So for this, we need to reset it to on. So we are going to say btn.inner text will be after this will be on. Okay. So right now, if I'm going to click on, you will get an off option. If I'm going to click on off, it will get off. Again, you will be able to see the text will be on. Again, you can get on, off in this way. So we are just using an if else statement. So if the button is on, what we are going to do is we are going to first of all change the background color. So for example, it is on. If I'm going to click on this, the background color will change and the inner text also will change to off. If I'm going to click, now the inner text is off. You can just see right now it's off. If I'm going to click on this, the style.background color will be empty and also the inner text will change to on. It will be reset to on. Now here you can just see in our main project, if I'm going to click here, you can just see the shadows at this point, at this side. So we are going to use a box shadow, say bulb dot style box shadow. This will be also camel case where you can just see the first letter will be small and here this will be capital. 0 pixel bulb dot style dot box shadow will be 0 pixel, 10 pixel, 100 pixel, 20 pixel and yellow. Now if I'm going to click, you can just see shadow at outer side, and if I'm going to click on up, obviously the shadows are going to remain as it is. We need to reset this. So I can just copy this, come here, and below this we are going to just reset. We are just going to make it empty. So I'm just going to remove this, and right now you can just see, if I'm going to click on, you can just see the shadow and all these things. So this is all about the DOM manipulation, which we have just seen inside this small project. And also we have just understand about the add event listener. What does it take? So it takes a callback as a function, and here you just define a type. So as I'm going to click, these things are going to happen. So here also we are having one more method, which is dbl click. If I'm going to click once, it will not work. If I'm going to click double times, then it will work. If I'm going to make it double times, then it will off. If I'm going to click double times, then it will get on, again off, on, off. So you need to click double times. So here there are different types. You can just search on internet and you can just use them. Also you will get the GitHub link inside description. Also we are going to have different videos on web development, and if you are new to this channel, please do subscribe guys, share this video with your friends, like this video, and thank you guys for watching this video.